The trauma our law enforcement officers are now facing is unthinkable, and to the LA County Sheriff's Department, we will never forget what you have gone through, and our country stands behind you.
602 Frank, you have traffic? TSBNS 602 Frank is advising in 998 Compton Pax. You have a unit to respond in Syria.
Compton, where 2 LA County Sheriff's deputies were shot overnight. A massive search is happening right now.
It's very difficult to watch. You can see the shooter. He opens fire and runs. Next thing
we are sick and tired of having targets on our back. We are sick and tired of having dirtbags trying to take our lives when all we're trying to do is protect this community and protect our families.
We hope they die. We hope they die. We hope they die. Mr. President, these are the vile words that anti-police protesters yelled.
What do we want to see?
On Saturday night,
dead cops
outside St. Francis Medical Center.
We hope that
in
they're
Los Angeles County, California.
Our cops don't deserve
They
this.
were yelling that
This is absolutely
about 2 deputy sheriffs who at the time were clinging to life inside the hospital. They were clinging to life just barely, Mr. President, because earlier that night, those 2 deputy sheriffs were brutally ambushed by a gunman who shot them multiple times as they sat in their patrol car, simply doing their jobs, patrolling the local train station. One of the deputies is a 31-year-old mother of a 6-year-old boy. The other deputy is a 24-year-old man. Both joined the force about 14 months ago. The female deputy was shot through the jaw, but heroically she still managed to radio for help and to apply a tourniquet to a partner's wounds. What happened in Los Angeles, Mr. President, to these deputies is horrific, and it is dangerous, and it is a reminder that every single day, law enforcement officers put on a badge and then risk their lives to protect all of us. And I mean every single day. What happened to the deputies in Los Angeles is not only horrific, but it's part of a disturbing trend of violence against police. Rioters have attacked law enforcement. We've seen them hurling bricks and rocks and other dangerous objects, ramming them with their vehicles, setting police cars on fire. As Los Angeles County Sheriff noted on Saturday after his officers were shot, he said, and I quote, "Words have consequences." They do, Mr. President. You know, instead of defunding the police, we should be defending the police, defending them against this kind of violence.
Those sitting at home to focus in on this number 43. This number 43. You want to know what this number represents? This number represents the number of law enforcement officers that have been killed thus far in 2020. 43 law enforcement officers that have been killed thus far in 2020, over 40% more than in the same period in 2019. 8 categorized as premeditated murder. 2 were a victim of unprovoked attacks. 8 fatal shots were fired at point-blank range, 0 to 5 feet from the officers. 8 shot in the front of the head, 2 from the back of the head, 6 in the neck, 9 in the chest. This is 43 law enforcement officers that have lost their lives in 2020. Where's the NBA? Where is the NBA? Where's the Speaker of the House? That's what I want to know. Where is the Speaker of the House condemning 43 law enforcement officers who have been murdered? Are their names on the back of any jerseys? Or is that just for preening and posturing by the true privilege to play sports for a living? These are real people. 2 LA County Sheriff deputies were sitting in their vehicle when they were ambushed and shot. Ambushed and shot in the streets of Los Angeles. The deputies, a 31-year-old mother and a 24-year-old man, were transported to a local hospital, and while fighting for their lives, a group of protesters arrived at the hospital and shouted, "We hope they die." This is what is happening on the streets of America right now, and it is being fomented by our so-called national leaders. again, I'd like to say, where is the people's house? Going out for a fundraiser? Having a nice dinner here in Washington, D.C. right now? Getting a steak dinner with somebody? Patting each other on the back? Where are they? You hear the echo of my voice? It's echoing for a reason. This chamber is empty. So where's the speaker? Let's walk around Washington, D.C. Let's go try to find the speaker. Because she's sure as heck not here right now on the floor of the House of Representatives leading this body. We're sure as not having any votes. Right now, we're not having amendments. We're not having any debate. 43.
So we're at the hospital, St. Francis Hospital in Linwood here. Tell me why you're out here and what's going on, and yeah.
We're part of the Resiliency Project. Is a nonprofit organization that supports first responder mental health, and we're here to support the Upland Police Department in their gracious donation of 50 grubs to help feed the hospital staff that have been taking care of the deputies, all of the deputies here, their families, and support a broader mission in law enforcement to include the LA County Sheriff's Department and the rest of the law enforcement community around the country.
And tell me, has there been any conflicts outside this hospital this past week?
Past week, yeah. Earlier this week there was. We came earlier to provide peer support to those that were affected in the ambush, and deputies were met by members of what appear to be Antifa or BLM.
Do we know, is a suspect caught? Do we know that?
I don't know.
Okay, and do we know if there's been more threats towards the police?
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. We're just here basically providing as much support and encouragement as we can to try to lift their spirits during this difficult time. I think that recently there's been a lot of challenges across the nation, especially involving law enforcement, and so we're here to support them. And we're also here with wives of LAPD officers, another organization that came to support this mission. So there's a lot of people here that care.
Tell me, is there any other message you want to tell people? What else?
I'd say to the law enforcement community around the country, there are patriots that truly love and care about you, your families, and appreciate and value the sacrifices that you make every single day. That would be my message.
That's why we're here. Thank you.
Thank you.